Where's my cake? Who ate it? I only stepped out to take a call, and now it's gone.
The director angrily points at her empty plate. The crew is in the middle of a meeting. Afternoon tea had just been delivered during a short break, but...
The director's cake has vanished without a trace in broad daylight. Is this an instance of distorted human nature or a failure to adhere to morals?
The crew, in the middle of filming a mystery, immediately forgets their fatigue and cravings. They begin analyzing the case with gusto. Behind the desk, with the producer nameplate, Zayne and I exchange whispers. They really do like a good mystery.
An incident like this at a script reading might be a sign of box office success.
I pop a small piece of cake into my mouth, and Zayne gently touches the corner of my lips with his knuckle to wipe away the frosting. Whoever took it definitely wasn't after the cake. There's still plenty of slices left. What do you think, Zayne?
The culprit is the assistant director.
You're confident, huh? What's the reason?
As you've said, the culprit has no motive. This should be a misunderstanding. Assuming no one here is lying, the person who took the cake must have already left the room. The assistant director's cake has only been nibbled, and his phone is still here. He'll be returning shortly. Of course, there's also one decisive piece of evidence.
Before he can continue, the door swings open. All gazes shift toward the assistant director as he walks in while carrying a plate.
So it was you! Why did you take my cake?
Oh, weren't you making a call outside? I figured it wouldn't look good if you ate it after the meeting resumes, so I wanted to bring it to you.
The mystery has been solved, and disappointed groans echo through the conference room. Amazed, I pinch Zayne's cheeks and pull his face closer to get a good look.
What are you looking at?
Are you sure you don't have some clairvoyance ability? It's like you're a foreseer who saw it beforehand. So, what was the evidence?
Actually, I simply saw the assistant director walk out with the cake earlier.
Come on, Zayne! All that meticulous analysis, and now you tell me you actually saw the whole thing? Why didn't you just say so?
Compared to an intriguing mystery, the truth is rather anticlimactic. Everyone seemed to be enjoying themselves. If I blurted out the answer, I would have rained on their parade. As for why I didn't tell you immediately, I wanted to see that look of admiration on your face.
Content, Zayne finishes the cake on his plate and picks up a second slice.
Please allow me to help in disposing of the remaining motive. Would you like to share the burden?
I gave you a look because I was calling out your sweet tooth.
That assessment is unfair. I provided the correct answer while preserving everyone's enthusiasm for the investigation. Surely that merits an extra piece of cake as a reward.
His brazen reasoning makes me laugh. I lean forward and eat the cake on his fork.
I suppose this also works. Rewarding you is the same as rewarding myself.
The props assistant quit without warning, so we're short-staffed. Zayne and I are temporarily handling the inventory of props. Tea sets, candles, an engraved mirror frame, a magnifying glass, all accounted for. I make my way back along the aisle. Zayne stands between the shelves, his head lowered as he checks the list. I quietly pick up a magnifying glass and sneak up behind him.
May I ask what Miss Detective is up to?
This is a magical magnifying glass that can enlarge a person's flaws. I'm using it to see if you've been slacking off. Zayne leans forward, his brows slightly furrowed. He studies the lens with intense focus.
This seems to be rather old. Are you sure it isn't broken?
His unexpected question catches me off guard. I'm about to inspect the magnifying glass when he catches my wrist. There's a glint of amusement in his eyes.
From where I'm currently standing, it doesn't seem to reflect anything.
Someone wants to sweet-talk his way out. I struggle to contain my delight as Zayne taps the magnifying glass.
It's not entirely my fault. It enlarged another one of my flaws.
The lens warps our eyes into comical shapes. Peering at each other through the antique magnifying glass, neither of us can hold back our laughter.
Once we finish measuring this, we can call it a day.
Let's have a nice dinner today. It's late, so our usual spot shouldn't have a line. I step backwards, pulling the tape measure with me, yet something suddenly catches onto my foot. In the split second, I lose my balance. I see a cold gleam from one of the shelves behind me.
Watch out!
Everything happens too quickly. Zayne grabs my hand and pulls me into his arms. We stumble back into the shelf, and various items fall on us like rain. Zayne!
I'm fine. Are you all right?
He shields me beneath him. Aside from being a little dazed from the sudden impact, I'm unharmed. But... Zayne, your arm! A dagger is lodged in Zayne's arm. Only its black handle is visible.
What happened?
The storage room door bursts open, and everyone stares in shock at Zayne and me. I'm still cradled in his arms among the messy shelves. I can't think about anything else. My trembling fingers barely touch the handle when...
This is...
The fallen weapon bounces cheerfully on the ground a couple times, its retractable blade springing back with an almost comical flair. Good thing the new props assistant is joining the crew in a few days. Dangerous props like this need to be stored properly. Zayne toys with the retractable dagger. He's intrigued. A casual flick of his fingers sends it spinning in his palm, tracing a silvery arc.
On closer inspection, the flaws are obvious. It's not difficult to tell it's fake.
I thought you were hurt. How could have I stayed calm long enough to observe anything?
I'm laughing at myself. When I saw the blade on the shelf, I rushed over before I realized it. Come to think of it, we've had our fair share of experience with blades. Yet this one still fooled us. We should thank it for being merciful.
Cut! Everyone, we're reshooting this scene in 10 minutes!
On the monitor, the director replays the close-up shot.
Pause here, please. There's an issue with the character's behavior after being poisoned. Based on the time of death specified in the script, the actor's makeup will also need to be adjusted.
The makeup artist hurries over to Zayne to discuss the details.
Having a doctor on set really does make a difference.
You have no idea. Dr. Zayne is dedicated and meticulous. Nothing slips past him when it comes to his expertise. Especially among the students he mentors. He has quite the reputation. The afternoon shoot takes place on the estate grounds. The goal is to mostly capture B-roll footage. Before filming begins, Zayne and I get a moment to rest.
Are you tired?
His voice pulls me from my thoughts. I stretch lazily and let myself fall backward. Zayne catches me. Now that I suddenly have some free time, I'm not sure what to do with it.
Would you like to take a stroll around the courtyard with me?
Is this an invitation for overtime?
It's an invitation for a date.
Bypassing the filming area, Zayne leads me along a path on the west side of the courtyard. It's lined with flowering branches. This is well hidden. How did you find it?
I spotted it while looking at the estate's panoramic map.
The map? I looked at it too, but I don't remember seeing this at all.
Perhaps it's because we had different objectives. You were focused on finding suitable filming locations. And we're here.
Parting the low-hanging branches, a breathtaking sight appears before me. At the end of the path, the warm sun leaves shimmering ripples across the lake's surface.
I simply wanted to find a place where we could enjoy our breaks together.
The lake glimmers with scattered silver light. As a gentle breeze passes, the liveliness of the set feels like it's a world away. After being stuck on a set for so long, it feels like forever since I've seen scenery like this.
I asked the estate owner. This lake area was just completed, so it hasn't been added to the map yet.
My phone suddenly buzzes with a message from the crew's group chat. I barely glance at its contents before Zayne deftly takes it from my hand. Why?
I'm keeping this for now. You entered a zone that's currently experiencing a communications blackout. Your status as a producer has been forcibly set to offline. The B-roll shoot is scheduled across 2 days. Most of the locations have already been finalized, and this area is slated for tomorrow. No one will disturb us here. Let's exercise our rights as the first to discover this place and appreciate the scenery together.
Zayne and I sit side by side on a long wooden bench by the lake. He turns to face me, the emotions in his eyes akin to ripples gently dancing across the water. I was bragging to the director about how dedicated you are. Who knew you had a secret agenda?
Dedicated and having a secret agenda aren't mutually exclusive. You were praising Zayne as he worked. However, I am currently spending my time with you. When I'm inviting my girlfriend on a date, having a few selfish desires is only natural.
Zayne's figure looms over me. I close my eyes as warmth touches my forehead.
So, in this place that belongs only to us, in this moment that's ours alone, think only of me. I need your selfish desires too.
The recording team is capturing additional ambient sounds. Swallowing, throat clearing, and sighing echo throughout the villa.
We still need to record additional material. Can you find some people to help out?
Sure, I'll see who's available. After arranging for people to fill in the gaps, I survey the busy set. That's when a brilliant idea appears in my mind. Zayne, you must be thirsty. Want some water?
You're being nice for no reason.
Suspicious, he raises an eyebrow as he takes a sip from the water bottle I hold up to his lips. Director, listen to the swallowing sound. Isn't it natural?
Not bad. Do you want to try something else? We can start with something easy.
Don't worry, Director. His voice is versatile, and he's a quick learner. I'm sure he'll pick it up in no time. Do you hear that? Even his sighs are genuine. After listening to the sound engineer's instructions, Zayne takes a seat in front of the equipment. There's a calm expression on his face. Why do you look so confident?
I have a certain producer's enthusiastic recommendation to thank. And let's assume I'm unprepared. She's standing behind me and blocking my escape route.
I really do think you have a great voice. Don't be nervous. If it doesn't work out... Noting the faint amusement in his gaze, I start to feel a little guilty. I'll record with you later?
All right. It's settled then.
The sound engineer gestures to Zayne, signaling that he can start whenever he's ready.
Good. We'll keep that one.
Watching him breeze through the recording session, I'm starting to realize that my earlier offer to join him was a little rash.
Your turn. Why do you look slightly... uncertain?
Actually, I was appreciating your impeccable skills in voice acting. Can you share some tips?
Recall the most natural reactions from your daily life. For example, you get off work only to realize that the last subway just left. It's pouring outside, and you forgot to bring an umbrella.
But you usually pick me up when it happens.
I had an emergency surgery.
Ugh.
And just like that, you have a perfect grunt that expresses frustration.
I shoot him a glance as the script conveniently reveals itself in front of me. The context I get is the following. Non-dialogue sounds, a grunt to express frustration.
Our daily life is the best source material. It's not as unexpected as your trick from earlier. However, wouldn't you say it worked just as well?
On the last day of filming, Zayne and I secretly prepared a party. We're hoping to surprise everyone. We didn't expect the crew to also prepare a surprise for us.
Here's a treasure map and clue cards we designed for you two. Use them to find the little gift we prepared for you.
In other words, we have to deduce our gift's hiding spot.
Well, we are a mystery film crew. Consider it a fitting send-off.
Following the map and clues, we make our way to the fountain in the back garden. On a stone ledge by the pool, a small wooden box shaped like a vintage camera sits. It's waiting for us. The director was acting so mysterious, I thought we'd have to search the entire garden. But here it is, sitting out in the open.
Maybe they weighed their options carefully. If they hid it any deeper, the two producers might not have made it to tonight's wrap party.
We opened the box. Nestled against the velvet lining are two keychains, their surfaces hinting at a unique texture. Clapperboards.
Judging by the texture, they were most likely crafted from an actual clapperboard. Also, it seems our names are engraved on the back.
Just as he lifts his hand so I can read the name, confetti poppers erupt behind us. Laughter, applause, and cheers wash over us like a warm tide from the garden entrance. The entire crew is gathered there at some point. Confetti drifts down under the sunset's lingering glow.
Everything was smooth sailing because of you two. This gift is from the crew.
Thank you. We'll treasure these. As the sun sets, we quietly slip away to a nearby corridor and watch the figures laugh in the warm glow.
The director invited us to join their games. Would you like to go?
I think before burying my face in his shoulder and shaking my head. The answer is obvious.
That's fine. All I want right now is to be with you.
The filming is finally over. Even though things got overwhelming at times, looking back on it now, I can only recall the happy moments. Zayne's chin brushes against my forehead.
Indeed. You're happy and calm and warm now. No disheveled hair, and no furrowed brows either.
Moments like these are rare. I have a feeling we'll fondly recall them.
Don't worry. We still have post-production and a promotional campaign ahead of us. This journey isn't over yet.
All right, I'll save the nostalgia for later. The laughter fades from my ears. The distant revelry continues, but here, in this corridor, it feels as though we've found our own little world. That's a wrap, Zayne.
That's a wrap.
Zayne picks up his clapperboard keychain and gently taps it against the one in my hand. A crisp clack rings out, as if one scene ended and another has just begun. The shoot is done. Zayne and I continue to oversee every step of post-production and promotion. After months of meticulous work, the final cut is complete. We head to the screening room for an early viewing. We always sat together in the dark and watched other people's movies. But now, seeing a movie I helped create on the big screen is a completely different experience.
Is it as if you're watching a real memory unfold rather than a story?
Yeah, I can't help but think I should have done certain parts better.
Completion matters more than perfection. There may be regrets, but it's those very things that make it feel real.
The lights dim as the story flows across the screen. The final credits fade, but the lights don't come back on. Suddenly, new footage appears on the screen. It's a glimpse into our story behind the scenes. There's Zayne frowning at the monitor, me gesturing animatedly while debating shots with the director, and the crew plopped among props catching up on some sleep. Every frame is an unfiltered moment. So that's why your frown lines seem deeper lately. I didn't know you could make worried expressions.
When you suggested we make a film together, I was honestly surprised. It was an unfamiliar field for me.
Thinking back to those late nights we spent studying professional knowledge together, I can't help but give Zayne's hand a squeeze. I see even Dr. Zayne, who's always unfazed, was secretly stressed.
It's hard to feel confident when the leap of faith is that big. But if it's an invitation from you, I'll never say no. So, I let you take the lead, and soon found myself stepping into one extraordinary world after another.
The final image on the screen is a still of two figures sitting by the lake. The afternoon sunlight melts us into the shimmering water. Zayne, the movie may be ending, but our story has been immortalized. Just then, a small line of text slowly appears at the bottom of the frame. Producers, Princess and Zayne.
Yes, with our names on it.
As the city's hustle and bustle fades, Zayne and I walk out of the theater side by side. The flowers I'm holding from the premiere are still warm. Feels like one of those endings you'd see in stories. The celebration is over, the bell's ringing has ended, and everything returns to normal. Zayne checks the time. The numbers on the screen flicker as they approach midnight.
Movies end, and stories reach their final chapter. But as the ones who created this story, we can write the next chapters.
The warm lights along both banks of the river glow. Our reflections stretch and wind along the water as if a new tale is slowly beginning to unfold. Zayne smiles and opens his palm. I place my hand in his, and he holds it, giving it a gentle sway.
Whether it's a quiet chapter of everyday life, or a dramatic legend like the ones we see in films, in our story, every ending leads to a new beginning. Let's stay like this, hand in hand, and go home together.
When you came and said you